there, this is Gamer Dom and welcome back to my garage. I'm taking a look at the Matilda Black Prince premium tank. It's a British tier 5 medium. This is the baby. As you can instantly see, it's based on the chassis of the regular Matilda. There you go. But where it differs is in the turret department. It's slightly higher as well. Yeah, so it's slightly higher, and it has this bigger turret, much bigger turret, which is basically to house the 6-pounder gun which they fitted on this. So it was a sort of attempt to upgun the Churchill. That's the Matilda. Matilda obviously only carried a 2-pounder gun. And while it was pretty effective early on in the war, it was hopelessly outdated very, very quickly. Not so much because of its armour, which was still relatively impressive for its day. It was the lack of penetration on its gun. The 2-pounder just was inadequate to do the job. And the British basically were looking at alternatives of how to upgun the Matilda. And the Black Prince, the Matilda Black Prince, was a way of, I guess, upgrading it quickly. Now, I don't believe it ever really saw action because sort of newer Churchills and what have you came through to replace it. But in World of Tanks, it's a tier 5 tank as opposed to the Matilda, which is a tier 4. And you know, it's not a bad little tank with one or two real glaring weaknesses. So let's have a quick look at it. I mean, the reason for looking at it today particularly is that as part of Valentines weekend, Wargaming are being wonderfully romantic and letting us spend our money with them, and you can pick up a Black Prince with a garage slot for just £2.51, which actually I don't think is at all bad. It's about 60% off the regular price. For Europeans, that's €3.22. You can buy it just as the tank, or you can get a bundle, which, just bear with me, I will run you through what that is. So the bundle basically gets you the tank, the garage slots, and 30 days of premium for £7.77, which apparently is 43% off. I'm not sure I quite agree with that, but I think the £2 for a premium tank, even if it's only tier 5, is very good value. So my recommendation, unless you need the premium, is to do the tank only offer. Anyway, so how good is this thing? It's not a bad little tank actually. It's got reasonably good armour considering. You know, it's a tier 5, but it does get premium matchmaking, so it will only see tier 6 matches as a maximum, and the armour therefore isn't that bad. Its frontal hull armour is 75. There's a bit of angling there, so it's not too bad. Side armour is 70, so you know it's a good candidate for side scraping, and even the rear hull armour is 55, so that's not too bad either. The turret, 76 at the front, and that's a really big gun mantle, and although it's flat, you get a lot of bounces off that. The side of the turret is 63, again pretty flat, and the rear of the turret is 57, so you know it's not so bad. One of the nice things about this is with this 6-pounder gun that it carries, is its very, very quick rate of fire. I'll put it where you can actually see the tank. There you go. It has a rate of 26 rounds per minute. So it spits them out like you would not believe. But in common with a lot of British tanks and the sort of, if you like, the characteristics that come with British armour in this game is they have relatively good penetration but relatively low alpha, and that's the same with this tank. So the standard penetration with an AP shell is 110, which is pretty good, I think, and it has an average damage though of just 75. So it's what I would call a pecker. It pecks away at the enemy rather than making them scared. But you know, with 26 rounds per minute, you can spit out shells like you would not believe. It has premium shells which are APCR, and they have 180 penetration. Again, the same 75 damage. HE is pretty pointless, having it has 30 millimeters of penetration and only 100 damage. So you know, really, in fact, I've got 3 on mine, and I'm just thinking I'm going to take them off just now. Dispersion is not bad at all. 0.41 is okay. Aim time 2.3 is also pretty good. So you know, all in all, good gun for a tier 5 tank, and it's a good one for firing on the move, which is very lucky, because with this tank you're hard pressed to know whether you're moving or stationary. It only has a engine horsepower of 190, which compares to, is exactly the same as the Matilda. There you go. So if you know what the Matilda's like, this thing is even slower. It's a little bit heavier because it's 30 tons, but same engine. So your top speed apparently is 22 kph. Now I'm not sure you're going to get that unless you're hurtling down a hill, but that's what they say. So 22. So yeah, speed is not the thing, and it is painfully slow at times, and that's the biggest downer on this tank. You're very, very, very slow. So, but you know, I suppose the only good thing about that is it means you don't get in trouble. So what else to say about this tank? View range is 350, which is, yeah, okay. And you know, it's basically a slow moving, fast firing pillbox, I think is how I describe it. And on mine one, I've got vents. Hang on, that's weird, that's saying toolbox, but it is, I've got some sort of glitch there. I have toolbox because you don't want to be immobilized in this thing. I have improved ventilation, which adds 5% to crew skills, and I have coated optics for view range. Now there are other options really, and you know, you can argue all you like. Other people recommend having vents, a gun rammer and gun lane drive. Now I don't find the gun lane too bad on this thing, and I also think with 26 rounds a minute, do I really need a rammer? So you know, you take your choice. You know, it's your call entirely. So anyway, that's the Black Prince. Oh sorry, I forgot to say, hit points wise 610, which is okay. It's not a bad amount. It's, you know, this thing about this being a slow moving tank is you will attract a lot of artillery, and really, to be honest, with 600 hit points, they're going to disappear very, very rapidly. But 600 is not too bad really. If you can keep away from arty, keep that gun singing, you'll do pretty well. So let's have a look at how it plays, however. Okay, so we're on a tier 6 game. As I said, it's got preferential matchmaking, so unless you platoon up with somebody who pulls you into another game, it will only ever fight tier 5s and 6s as a maximum. So that's a lot to be said for it. So should we do?
Microphone activated.
Corellia, it's fairly even teams. Don't really want to face those OIs, but I think I'm going to have no choice. You know what, I'm going to go to the open flank. Because, and you can see here, look at the speed. 16, 17. We're whizzing in at 15. 20, 21. Whee! Can we get to 22? 22 is our maximum speed. There you had it. Can you deal with that speed? Turret traverse is pretty good, isn't it? You know, it's not bad. I quite like this tank. It's one of the first premiums I bought. It's actually about the third, I think, to be honest. And I quite enjoy playing it. I think it's no devastating premium that you can get, but it's a good steady earner. It's a crew trainer for your British medium crews, which is useful. Has a 4-man crew. I've got so long to talk about because we're trundling along. So the big problem with having a very slow-moving tank like this is that you can find that the battle's already over by the time you get there, or if it's not over, you find yourself in a situation where the enemy have completely won. And yeah, oh blimey, there's lots of tanks here. Bounced off there. I know he's angled, but blimey. Been spotted. So you can see this is not the easiest tank, to be absolutely honest. It's in this sort of match-up, it's okay. It's oh. Trying to side scrape, but I'm not doing any good. I think my angle was too much there. But you can see the gun fires really quickly. What was that? We fired quite a lot of shots. Did about 600 damage, I think, something like that. But your alpha's so low that you're really not going to scare anybody. Let's see what goes on this battle. But you know, it's not a bad tank for that. I quite enjoy it. We'll see at the end of the game how our stats are, but you know, it will generate some credits. It's a good way of training your medium British crew, which is useful because you're probably going to be pushing along quite a long time in the British crew, British medium line. So having a good crew trainer is a good thing, and you know, why not? Why not indeed? What's going on in the middle? So that was pretty good in the end. We ended up with a win, which was nice. Second class mastery, bruiser, 5 for effect, and Confederate. No kills, but where did we finish on our team? So about midway down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th in the table. 16 shots fired, 14 hits. So you know, that gun is pretty accurate, especially if it's that sort of medium range. You know, I wouldn't suggest you get really close. Oh, sorry, really far away, firing at long range. It's better at sort of mid to short range, to be honest. Of those 14 hits, only 9 penetrated, so that's the limitation on the gun. We took 8 hits, 2 of which we managed to bounce. So, you know, so it can bounce things, this tank. Important thing, you know, even though we were destroyed, and we're only middle of the pack. We still made 32,000 credits, which is pretty good. Profit was 35.5, after costs 32. So GG for that. In terms of experience, it was our ×2, so just over 2,000 experience. So that's not bad either. So I've got my standard Matilda crew in there, and they're doing pretty well because they're getting double growth on XP, because they also go in their Matilda and get their ×2 on that too. So there you go, you can see. Let me just amend. One of the things that you do find with this tank, didn't see in that game, is that given the fact it fires so rapidly, you can be in danger of running out of shells. You know, firing 26 rounds a minute and you're only carrying, what's that, 54, 56 rounds, you can run out. So, oh look, we've got the proper toolbox, vents, optics. There you go. Let's go and have another one, see what we can do. So here we are on Runeberg. It's a tier 5 game, which is rather nice. We're top tier. There's 3 more Black Princes. 2 guys who can't resist buying them, and my one. So let's see what we can do with this one. I think I'm going to head into the city. The beauty of Runeberg and any of the city ones, it's not so much that it's a city, but it's the fact that you can move a bit quicker because the ground is so much better. And when you're in a slow moving vehicle like this, anything that speeds you up is a good thing. Oops. So let's trundle along. Hopefully we can get some good side scraping. They've got the Stug's a bit scary. Wolverine can pen us quite easily. So we'll see. We'll see what we can do. Just, you know, talk amongst yourselves while I trundle along here. That's 17, 18 kilometers now. Oh, don't know why I fired there. Stupid. It's interesting, nothing appears to be coming this way. Oh, they all are. They're all hiding. I'm just going to get a big ambush the moment I walk through here. Oh yeah. There we go. There they all are. Ammo rack straight away. Interesting thing in this tank is actually being ammo racked isn't a big problem. Speed of fire of this gun is great. Hit the lower plate. So you can see the speed of fire, and I haven't even got a gunner. I haven't even got. I was going to say I haven't got a gunner, but I have. What was the other Black Prince? Got hit by Artie now. So we're doing okay. All Sexton's bounced off us now. I can't move because I've got no ammo. Nah, I'm dead. So couldn't deal with that Black Prince as well as Artie and what have you. So, but you can see the rate of fire is pretty good. The armour's not too bad. I bounced quite a lot of shells there. Didn't quite manage to get angled as much as I would like to have done. But, you know, it's not a bad vehicle, I think. Not a bad, and for whatever, £2 or whatever it was, £3, I'd say buy it, frankly. It's too good a deal. And you'll have fun. You can train your British crews, make some credits. So, yeah. Here we go, we're going to win this one quite convincingly. See, the gun fires really quickly. Even when my ammo rack was taken out, I actually didn't really need to repair it. It wasn't too bad to fix. So, yeah, the speed of fire is so good. And I don't use a rammer on it either. You could increase it still further. I just never bothered because I thought it's so quick anyway. What's it going to add really significantly? It's a Marder 38T. I bet he's up at A0. Yep, there you go. What is about predictable positioning by some tanks? He's dead. Come on, finish up, then I can show the after games report. There we go. That's the Black Prince. Matilda Black Prince, not to be mistaken for the normal Black Prince. It was a pretty average game, to be honest. Second class mastery, bruiser, fire for effect. We finished second on experience, did 851 damage, which was second highest on the team. Did twice as much as the enemy Stug. 24 shots fired, 19 hits, 11 penetrations, so yeah, pretty good. But you can see what I mean about running out shells. 24 fired, and we only played 4 minutes there. Took 13 hits, bounced 6 of them, so again, pretty good armour in its own tier. But then you're only going to go up to tier 6 in this, so that's good. Good credits for a tier 5. We made profit of 33,600, and that was with me being destroyed. So, pretty good. Experience-wise, bonus for premiums obviously gives you a nice increase, and end up with 1,300 experience. So, yeah, that's the Matilda Black Prince. On sale at the moment. I think it's only on for a day. It's part of these Valentines celebrations. If you're in the market for spending a little bit of money and you want to train up your British medium crews, I'd say buy it. It's a fun tank. It's not the best, it's not the worst. It's got a nice gun, quite reasonable armour, just is hellishly slow. So if you can live with that, I'd suggest you go and buy it. So, it's been Gamerdom. Thanks for watching. Enjoy yourselves out there, have fun. Remember, it's just a game. And I'll see you again another time. Oh, psst, if you get a chance, click like and subscribe. Makes me feel really good. Cheers then, see you later.